বেহেশতের লোভ দেখিয়ে ধর্মপ্রাণ মুসল্লিদের হাজার কোটি টাকা হাতিয়ে নিয়েছে একটি চক্র। প্রশাসনের সামনেই ধর্মের লেবাসে চলেছে এই প্রতারণা।
এখন যারা আমাকে ভালোবাসবেন তারা এহসান নিয়ে কোনো কথা বলবেন না, বললেই প্রমাণ হবে আপনি বলেন ভালোবাসি, আবার প্রশ্ন কেন মুনাফিক? আমি এহসানের একজন পরিবারের সদস্য, বুঝাইলাম জান্নাতে যাওয়ার পথ দিলাম, তুমি জাহান্নামে গেলে আমার কি হবে?
After its independence in 1971, Bangladesh has faced a lot of problems due to poor infrastructure, lack of financial regulations, poor educational system and lack of guideline for building up a structured economic entity. A large number of people resides in Bangladesh and the population of the country will be around 200 million people anytime soon. While Bangladesh is one of the smallest countries in Asia based on land mass, it has one of the largest populations in the world. And controlling such a vast number of people within such a small land mass has always been a challenging job for the governments in Bangladesh. As a large number of people within the country are jobless due to overpopulation, financial scams are very common in this country. Today we will talk about one of the most planned financial scams in Bangladesh. The Ehsan Group scam. This scam is a proper example of how mass media and social media can be used to hit people's religious sentiments and scam them. Ehsan Group scam is not the first scam taking place in Bangladesh where the religious sentiment of the mass population has been exploited. According to reports, the Ehsan Group scam is considered as one of the biggest financial frauds in the history of Bangladesh. According to the reports of Bangladesh law enforcement authorities, the Ehsan Group has taken away 170,000 million Bangladeshi taka, which equals to almost $1.7 billion from the general people of Bangladesh. The founder of the Ehsan Group was Rajab Ehsan, who was born in 1982. In the year 1986, he started his education in an Islamic school in Pirijpur. In the year 2000, he completed his education in Khulna, Bangladesh. After completing his education, he returned to his hometown and became a school teacher. Till the year 2006, he worked as a school teacher. But after that, he left his job and started working in an MLM company. His monthly salary was only $9 at that time. He worked in the MLM company for 1 year and learnt the basics of MLM business. If you don't know what MLM is, here's a simple definition for you. Multi-level marketing or network marketing is the type of marketing where a consumer acts as a marketer and sells the product of the company to a new consumer. Earning comes in two ways in multi-level marketing. The seller gets a commission from selling the company's products. The second one is tricky. If a marketer recruits a new person and the new person sells the products of the company, the recruiter would get commission from the sales. The more recruiter you bring, the more income you get. Multi-level marketing is also called pyramid marketing as it works as a pyramid, where previous recruiters get commission every time a new recruiter makes sales. MLM is one of the most controversial methods of marketing which is banned in many countries in the world. Bangladesh has also banned all types of domestic and international MLM businesses in 2015. Coming back to the story, in the year 2007, Mr. Ehsan applied for a license to conduct microcredit activities in Bangladesh. Microcredit financing institutions are small-scale bankers who provide small loans to the poor segments of the society, who cannot show collateral against loans. However, he didn't get the license. After that, he returned to his hometown Pirijpur again. Here, he established a company named Ehsan Real Estate. Also, he started a cooperative society named Ehsan Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited. Under the name of cooperative, Ehsan started to take deposits from the people of his hometown, which power is only given to financial institutions in Bangladesh. People also started to provide deposits to his cooperative as he was offering higher interests than regular banking institutions. But taking deposits was illegal for Ehsan Group as his cooperative was not a financial institution. Using these deposits, he later acquired a land and established the headquarters of the company in Pirijpur. The first scheme of Ehsan Group was to provide a dividend of 2,000 Bangladeshi taka against every 100,000 deposited to the company. Here, a notable issue is the difference between interest and dividend. Interest is the fixed amount paid with the principal amount of a loan which must be given in time, while dividend is the profit from a business which is uncertain. And the issue here is, majority of Bangladeshi people are Muslims who are not much attracted to the idea of interest. Though a large number of commercial banks operate in Bangladesh, but the religious beliefs of people constantly contradict with the sector. And people in Bangladesh look for opportunities where they can earn without interest, rather in dividend, as interest is prohibited by the rules of Islam. While Ehsan was promoting interest in the name of dividend, it was contradictory with the Islamic Sharia, which is strictly against interests. You will be surprised to know that there is an Islamic banking system within Muslim countries where profit sharing is practiced rather than giving interests. To make the clients believe the scheme, he presented it as a Sharia-compliant deposit scheme. It was easy for him to convince people as his education was from Islamic background. The company continuously exploited the religious sentiments of people and promoted interest-based banking, which his company was not even registered for. He involved religious speakers from different regions to make people believe his scheme and invest in it as it was based on their religious beliefs. After gaining trust among the people of the region, they started to bring remittance money from the people living in other countries. People from Pirajpur and nearby regions, who resided mostly in different parts of Middle East for work, started sending a portion of their money as deposits as they believed it to be an Islamic way of earning. The Ehsan Group researched and targeted families who could make deposit of 100,000 or more than that. Also, due to the lack of infrastructure in the rural areas of Bangladesh, people didn't have much opportunities to invest. And, as their religious beliefs demotivated them to invest in banks, Ehsan Group's scheme was like a gold mine to them. When the group got a strong grip over the region, Ehsan Group started expanding its operations. As the group was exploiting the religious values of people in the region, it employed teachers and students from Islamic schools to work as their field agents. Also, imams working in the mosques were involved as field agents for the company. The company provided 20% commission to the agents if they could bring deposits from each consumer. As this is a lucrative commission and a simple increase in income without any investments, people started to become agents for the company. These field agents were also attracted to work as the company's agents as they thought it was not contradictory to their religious beliefs. According to the registration manual of the company, there were 427 agents working for the company. But according to the statement of the agents working for the company, more than 1,000 people were involved in this scheme as agents. According to the reports of top media in Bangladesh, the filed agents working for Ehsan Group collected deposits from 10,000 consumers only from Pirajpur. And the amount of money collected only from the small region and its neighboring region was 1,100 million Bangladeshi taka. The company used 3 different types of schemes for taking deposits. They are monthly savings, return of the full deposit with profit savings, monthly dividend on one-time savings. The deposits were collected for long-term tenures like 4.5 years or 6 years or 10-year schemes. Ehsan Group was not only exploiting the religious sentiment of the common people but also, it was disrupting the workflow of commercial banks. As they attracted people using religious sentiment and made them feel safe about their investments, people were more confident about investing in Ehsan Group rather than banks. The company used to pay monthly dividends to the consumers to ensure that the business is going well. There is still mystery about how the company managed to provide large sum of dividends every month as the company didn't do much of any significant business activities. A general idea about the payments is, as the company was growing faster with its field agents, deposits were coming every month in a marginally growing rate. And the new deposits were being used to provide these small dividends to the people. As the company paid only around 2% every month, it was not much challenging to use previous funds for payment of interests. At this rate, the company could easily pay out interests to 50 people with a single deposit of 100,000 every month. Another idea that works behind the dividend payment of the company is money laundering. Like other South Asian countries, Bangladesh is largely affected by corruption every year. Bangladesh is ranked 147th among 180 countries in the list of least corrupted countries in the world. This shows how bad the financial infrastructure of the country is. And, taking advantage of this situation, Corrupted individuals launder their money using such deposit schemes which are not under the supervision of the Central Bank of Bangladesh. As a part of the money laundering activities, a company could charge large amount for the help. When deposits started to come faster, Mr. Ehsan started to increase his and his family wealth. In 2011, Mr. Ehsan started a company named Ehsan Real Estate and Builders Limited. And his wife was the chairman of the company. The company started 17 more companies under different names which were all established under the names of his family members. Using the money of poor people of the region, the family got 17 new institutions under their names. And after analyzing the financial reports of these companies, most of them never operated much well and didn't make much profit. Also, as of 2023, most of these companies are closed. From this point of view, it is almost certain that the idea of Ehsan was to use the deposits as a Ponzi scheme as stated earlier. In a Ponzi scheme, the company collects money from individuals through field agents and use this money to provide dividends to the previous clients. The company even got a notice in 2012 to return all the deposits taken as they were illegal. And Ehsan created a widespread network with powerful people that helped him hide his activities well. But there is no evidence that if the company ever returned those deposits. To hide all the activities of the company from the general public, all the important positions within the Ehsan Group was filled with the relatives of Mr. Ehsan. The company was doing the same year after year until the year 2019. But in 2019, Ehsan was sued for check forgery of 100 million Bangladeshi taka, and according to reports, he spent 7 days in jail. But with his widespread network by this time, he was out of the jail in 7 days. And, from this point, things started to go wrong for the Ehsan Group. After the news of his arrest was spread, the investors started to panic and started pressuring Ehsan Group for returning their deposits. And from July 2019, the company stopped paying dividends and also giving back principals to the clients. The situation became so worse that the field agents and consumers started going to Ehsan's house to get their money back. Ehsan played his final strategy then. He arranged a large religious program in Pirajpur and called a famous Islamic speaker to speak on his behalf. The speaker was Hafizur Rahman Siddiqui, who approached people to put their belief on Ehsan Group and invest in the schemes again. Some people started to make deposits again. Endgame. A total of 73 cases of fraud was filed against the directors and management officials of the company in Pirajpur and neighboring districts. More cases have been filed against Ehsan and his associates during the last few years due to fraud. Ehsan and his brother were arrested in September 2021 for these cases. 2 more brothers of Ehsan were arrested in the same day following his arrest, while his father and another brother were fugitive by the time. However, after summing up all the assets of Ehsan Group and the money in the bank accounts, it is unsure that if the deposit of the consumers can be paid back or not. To date, the Ehsan Group scam has been one of the most well-organized crimes of Bangladesh. This scam shows the lack of accountability within the financial system of Bangladesh, where anyone can take advantage of the loopholes. If measures were taken in the early years of the scam, a large sum of money would be saved from the middle-income investors of the region.